Okay. I think the titles are still accurate, even though I started stream before actually checking all of that information. So we should be okay. Welcome to everybody watching the VODs. Welcome to anybody who's here already. That's loud. Okay. Just getting into it, just go straight in. I'm doing this out of order compared to what it's going to be tomorrow. I'm starting with Ruff City and then River City Ransom Underground is second. But I don't know, I'm just trying it differently this time. It'll be a bit... River City Ransom Underground might be a bit more difficult to play without warm-up, but also it... I don't know. It has some segments that are easier to sink your teeth into, so we'll see. Just trying it out. Alright. Have to wonder what other pies, aside from clones, the evil doctor had his fingers in. Yeah, you never know where Dr. D's been. Okay, let's practice this as though it's from the top. Alright. Hi everybody, I'm Sariat. I'm back with a Nether speedrun for you for Pixels for People this year. Hope you're enjoying the marathon. This game is River City Ransom Underground. It is a 2016 indie beat-em-up game. It's a sequel, a Western sequel to the NES classic River City Ransom. And we're just going to go ahead and get started here. The first thing I'm going to do before we even start the timer is select a different character, because Ryan is faster in the tutorial section. We're going to start off with the end of River City Ransom. It's a flashback. And just like at the end of River City Ransom, Ryan gets less dialogue from Simon, the final boss, so he's faster to use, and that's going to be a big deal for what you're going to see after the tutorial. And we're going to get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, just skip some cutscenes here, or not. I guess I shouldn't hold right while I'm trying to mash through the cutscenes. And now the first thing we do here is get in a little brawl with Ivan. His hair's a little bit poofy today, but he still looks fine. But his fighting skills were not as fine. He's the easiest boss in the game by far. That's okay though. It's always nice to see him. And now for a bit of block dashing. We're going to be seeing this a lot through the game. If you block and do your movement at a very specific time, then you move faster than just regular running. So that's going to be something we're going to be doing a ton of through this run. This is just the very beginning. And now we're just doing some gang fights. We're fighting some regular enemies, clearing out the room in order to spawn a required boss. This is the name of the game of many Kunio runs. Whoops, accidentally missed skipping that tutorial box. That's okay. We just unlocked special moves, and you can only... Otis? We can only damage... Otis? We can only damage him... Otis?! He is not interested in fighting us. This is the most footsies I've ever seen him do. That's absurd. Okay, that just cost us a lot of time. Technically, in this... For a while in this run, we are not losing any real time, but we are hoping to be able to complete this very quickly because you see that clock in the top right corner? That's the day-night cycle. And there are, especially in the first part of the game, events that only happen in day or night. So we need to be able to get to the first day required boss before it turns nighttime, or else we're gonna have to wait a heck of a long time. Or I'll just, you know, load a safety save, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Hopefully I'll just be able to get through this quickly and we won't have to worry about it. And now for the Dragon Twins, who are having a bad face day. I'm gonna try and keep them together. Oh, that was a shame. It started to look like I was going to be able to, but... just like in basically every other game, one twin just separates and doesn't seem to have any interest in what's happening to his brother. He just stands there and watches. He seems to almost be enjoying it. I don't know. And now we've got Simon, who looks like Moose from the original game. It's okay. Like, really weird stuff happened with the rights to River City and Kunio franchise with Kanata's Creative. Let's do some pull-ups. And Ryan gets a lot less dialogue here. Very nice. And that's the tutorial chapter done. And now we can select any character we want to do this next part of the game quickly, which is really cool, so I can just choose my favorite character, Perovi. And again, for a while, all that matters is getting to day-required bosses and night-required events, in day or night. And then once we are no longer restricted by it, then any time losses that happen will truly affect our end time. But until we get to our last day boss, we can basically just do this however we want, as long as we get to those events. And now we have a little bit of waiting to do. We're in a hideout, which automatically saves the game, so we can just chill here, wait for some more cutscenes. I'm gonna hold, once we get into this part right here, I'm gonna hold the button so this goes faster. What's happening here is plot. We are a part of a gang called the Flock, and we have just been framed for a crime. We have been framed for kidnapping a very powerful person's dear beloved. And so, in a moment, the entire city is about to now be after us. There you go. The police are going to be after us at first, but they won't be after we exit this school, which is a good thing because they're strong and they just keep coming forever if they're after you. But there's a special mechanic that causes them to be after you normally, the wanted mechanic. And we're going to try to avoid the wanted mechanic at all times. Because, like I said earlier, in order to spawn required bosses, you have to clear out the rooms of enemies first. And sometimes you can get untimely reinforcements of regular enemies, but if you have the wanted mechanic active, cops will just keep spawning forever, and so you can never spawn bosses in until you get rid of the wanted mechanic. But thankfully, we start off the game, once we get out of the school, they are not after us yet, and so we have to avoid hitting pedestrians and, like, stealing money and stuff. And we can skip a cutscene right there by just whapping Alex in the stomach there, and that tells them, come on boys, let's get moving, we have some fighting to do. And they, oh my goodness, what a sequence that was! Everybody got knocked on their face. Oh, and it happened again. So Alex and Ryan almost exclusively get in your way during this part of the, oh no, I got in my own way there. That shows you that you cannot leave any of these rooms coming up until Alex and Ryan do, and they don't start to leave the room until every enemy has been defeated. This is an interesting little sequence of the game. It's kind of like, because we are reliant on the day-night cycle for a while anyway, I call this part of the game an auto-scroller, and this is the most auto-scroller part of the auto-scroller. And Alex and Ryan deal weak damage, and so they usually just get in your way for this part. But it's okay because Ryan is the best character to use for speedrunning, the modern version of him, that one right there. So it's a trade-off. He's useless right now, but he's going to be very useful once we unlock him after all of this. Alright, and so we just have a few more of these rooms to complete, so while I'm doing this, you can go ahead and read some donations. Alright, thank you. We're done with that room. And thankfully, Alex and Ryan didn't get stuck running on the cars because the cars are moving left and they're trying to move right, so that would make them move a lot slower. Although something weird did happen at the end of that room, but it's okay. This is still going alright so far. We just need to get through this fast enough so that we get to a boss in daytime. It only appears in daytime. Okay, nice. He's already done for. Very good. Got one nerd left. Ryan only does Alex only does 3 damage. He was gonna run away there. Sometimes regular enemies can run away, which can be useful, especially in this part where we're just trying to get through here as fast as possible. We don't even need money yet because we're not going to be using Provi for very long, so we're not going to be able to keep the money that she collects. But once we start using the modern version of Ryan, something weird happened out of the corner of my eye. Then we're gonna also be actually wanting to fight people so we can collect their cash, because money and to buy some items is very, very helpful for increasing our power. And also for just having some healing options whenever things get dicey. So, we have one last fight to do in this room here with a boss called Purple Bee, and then we'll be able to use the modern version of Ryan. And I think we're doing well on time here, as long as people don't get in my way and fall down, and me fall down, and I fall down, and then we fall down together too many times, and then people jump on my head and then interrupt me. Things should be just fine. Once I get the modern version of Ryan after this cutscene, I'm going to be trying to do careful sequences of moves to avoid this game's infinite combo prevention system. If you do moves in a sequence of 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 1, repeat endlessly, then you can just keep hitting enemies endlessly, theoretically, and they will not break your sequence. And Ryan has the best single move for speedrunning this game, his bird kick. That's his dashing kick. And so we're going to switch to him right now. And there we go. That's our last character switch for the rest of the game for beating this game quickly. And we have a full hour left, quote unquote, on the in-game clock until it turns nighttime. So we're looking good here. The nerds are... No, now they're running away. And I accidentally hit that tokens machine. That gives me a bit of extra money, which is nice. Oh. But now, that's the wanted mechanic active, and so now, once we are outside, cops are going to be chasing us at all times, which is a massive problem because of what I described earlier. But, thankfully, there is a way to get around that just on our... Oh my goodness, he went into an attack immediately. This is Calvin, by the way. This is a very, very powerful... Very, very powerful boss with very, very powerful attacks, but once he gets knocked out of that thing, then we can just separate him, and he's much less scary when he's not inside his big machine. So we can just start to use a bit of that infinite combo. And that's Calvin. And then while we're on our way to our next thing, hey Dread Sasha, we can actually get rid of the wanted mechanic. Thankfully, we don't have to go take a massive detour. See, there are some cops. And if we were to try to get to the next part of the game and clear out the waves of enemies and spawn bosses, it would be impossible because the cops would never stop coming. So we gotta get rid of them. In a nice way. But until we do that, we probably have time for a donation here. Alright, and here we are. This is the hideout that we can go into to remove our wanted level. And it's gone. You see, the clock on the right has turned blue. Oh my gosh, pedestrians are right where I need to hit this thing. Get out of my way. We can hit that machine to get some free healing items. Very, very nice. That's like a tutorial part of the game. You just get some healing items, and those are actually going to be really useful later. Not just for safety, but for actually skipping some cutscene stuff. This enemy refuses to be where I can hit him. Okay, whatever. Again, we're still not actually losing real time from time losses yet. Sorry, Dread Sasha, I'm practicing marathon commentary, so I won't be able to respond to chat as much, but I hope you're doing great. So we just, this is a part of the game where we have to clear out several rooms in this area in order to spawn a boss in the last room on the right. So it's better to approach this place from the left, and so you can just sequentially get rid of everybody in these rooms. Everybody else in that room just tossed themselves into the pit. You see there are some rooms with pits in this game. You can use those to your advantage to clear out enemies faster, but that's a trade-off because you don't get their money if you toss them into pits. So it's like runaways. You deal with them faster, but you don't get their money. And I missed a coin there, which is a little annoying because it was sitting right there the whole time, but that's okay. That shouldn't be that big of a deal. It might be a big deal. You never know. Every penny might count for proper routing, but we're not trying to be absolutely perfect in this playthrough. We're just trying to do a decent job and get through safely and somewhat quickly. This is a speedrun still, but we're just having a fun time. And now here's Pink Bee, Purple Bee's associate, and I'm just gonna not really do the juggling combo. I'm just going to keep him in front of me and get knocked down by his very sudden attack in midair, right when I went into my bird kick, and he was one hit away. That's fine. this is not going to be a perfect run. It's almost impossible to do a human speedrun of an hour-plus game where enemies are constantly, very nearly unreactably spawning and stuff, and you have to run through rooms as fast as possible. You're going to get knocked down at least once, usually far more than once. And we're going to hop into the subway here. This is the first instance of using the subway in this run. This is a very luck-based part of a fairly luck-based run. You see how the subway isn't here right now? Yeah, it'd be nice if it was here right now, right? So I could actually go in. I'm getting horrendous luck. This is about as long as you could possibly have to wait for the subway to appear. So again, thank you. We're not losing real time from that yet. If we're going to get terrible subway luck, at least it's then, before we are no longer having to worry about day-night required events. So that's not as bad as it could be. But that shows you how bad it can be later on once we're no longer restricted by the day-night clock. So hopefully that doesn't happen later. And this just gives us a nice little fight where we can get some extra cash from pedestrians as well. You do not get the wanted mechanic active in the subway because it's blocked by the subway timer. You have to wait 30 seconds while you're in the subway. Now we can skip a cutscene here, going into Roxy's, wait for them to go over here, and then smack them again. And wait, I need the heart to appear. Oh wait, you have to hit Ryan. For some reason, she loves it when you hit Ryan. You see that heart appear, and then you can you know that the cutscene has been regarded as finished. You can only skip cutscenes like that in the beginning of this game for some reason. They have it work differently later in the game, but we can take advantage of it for now. For some reason, Roxy just loves the violence. I know why. It's River City. Everybody loves violence. So now we are in a section of the game where we have to chase down Slick's henchman. We're just trying to get some information out of him, and this is a way for us to see some familiar faces. I gotta do some platforming here. Rocco is the slowest of the people that we have to chase, and everybody in this segment of the game has been nerfed with their speed. They used to be significantly faster. Let's do a fist bump with the birds because they're adorable and awesome. Or not. That's fine too. But yeah, we got 3 people that we need to chase down. We've got Rocco, we've got Tex, who's up next, and Rocco is telling us that is next. We know where he is, so we can just go straight there. It's on the way to where we need to eventually get to, and while I'm on my way, I'm actually going to pop into Mao's for the first time of many times and get myself an octopus roll. And I'm just gonna, I could have eaten it right then, I think, but I'm just gonna keep it with me now for just to be safe. This is an item that can increase our attack value, but it's a little bit complicated in this game because your stats have current values and maximum values. Hello, Kingslayer. I'm doing some marathon commentary, so sorry I won't be able to talk too much. Your current value of every stat is what actually affects the stats in the game and what they're doing to you. Your current value cannot exceed your maximum value. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Tex is the hardest to chase, by the way, so let's try to focus here. Got him. That was really close to him jumping over and then being nigh uncatchable. Anyway, the stats. If you buy items and you try to eat a bunch of them in a row, and it tells you that your attack stat is increasing, it can only actually affect your stats if your maximum value is high enough. So I'm not eating this thing right away, even though I think I've leveled up enough to have my current value high enough so that it actually increases my strength. I'm not explaining this very well right now, I apologize. But basically, long story short, level ups increase your ability to have your stats actually grow. And so, to be safe, I'm going to wait. Hello, dude, you're fast. I'm going to wait to consume stat increasing items until I'm sure that they're actually going to get value. And this is a large block sliding segment because we have to go back to the River City High School because that's where the last of the henchmen that we need to chase is, Ivan. And Ivan only appears at the roof of River City High in nighttime. So this is another one of our day-night required events. And we have plenty of time on the night clock right now, but I was just going there ASAP just to be safe for marathon purposes. Normally I would do some fighting for money on the way to get 2 octopus rolls on the way, but sometimes that can get you a little bit tight with the clock, especially because the very next thing we have to do after chasing Ivan in the nighttime is fight somebody nearby in the daytime. The very next thing after this is a day required event. So if you play your cards right, you can do those basically back to back while also getting some extra cash. And Ivan is so focused, his mouth is hanging way open. That's a kind of a funny thing. Poor Ivan. A lot of people think that these characters were done dirty by being such trivial appearances, but I am still happy to see them. And Ivan is telling us that our next required event can now appear for us. Thank you, Ivan, for causing Otis to be able to appear now, but again, he will only appear in daytime. So honestly, I can just fight right here because we have plenty of time. I'm gonna get some cash. And while I'm doing this, that gives you time to read off some more donations. I am destroyed. Okay, now the day-night clock should line up here. Ideally, once I clear out this room of enemies, it should be switching to daytime right after that. I might get some really untimely reinforcements, like I mentioned before. Oh, there they are. Okay, so I'm probably going to be losing time here. This is going to be the first instance of losing actual time because I got those reinforcements. Oh wait, they're running away. This might be pretty good. As long as nobody else comes in. And we can just go over here. There's Otis. We only lost about a second and a half getting over to him. Perfect. So we are actually, this far into the game, tied with world record right now. And here's an infinite combo. Perfect. Love to see it. I wonder if I could skip some of his... No, I don't think so. I was gonna say, I wonder if I can skip some of his text by eating an item right away. But I'm not going to worry about that too much. That's spoiling something that we're going to be seeing later on. The next thing we have to do is back in the high school once again. We're just going back and forth between the high school here for a little while. And then after this, we won't be coming back for a while. But we got to go to the basement now because we have just, by defeating Otis, loaded in a very special item for the first time. Here it is, the crowbar. We need this to be able to get into the next boss's room. And this can be a little difficult to get into because enemies are going to be on my butt the entire time. That could have knocked me down. Thank you for actually knocking that out of my hands, though. Alright, we got to clear out these people. I'm doing 8 damage now because I just ate that octopus roll, and my current stat did not exceed my maximum stat value, and so it actually was able to affect my attack stat. A little bit of a weird fight here where all the enemies collected really strangely, and there go the coins, so I can't get them. Very nice. And here's the boss with a very cool entrance animation. There's Ether. For too long, I've remained in the shadows. For some reason, what is going on? I guess I found the exact pixel where you can't pick him up off the ground. That's fine. We'll just do this. I just looked like a massive idiot for a bit. And there he goes. Hopefully his coins don't fall off the side of the stairs like the enemies did. I'm gonna stand below it so I can try to counteract that. And it doesn't matter. So we lost a little bit of extra time by having to flop ourselves off the stairs a couple of times to get some money. Whatever. Okay, now hopefully we don't get knocked down by people as we do some running, because we have just unlocked the end part of this act, which is we're gonna go from River City High to River City High. We're gonna go to the old River City High location, because this is a new building, actually. So we're going to revisit the place that we started the game in the original River City High location. And so we gotta run through the sewers once again. You gotta have a sewer level in your video game, apparently. Just have to. Those pipes are actually very unforgiving to enter, so I'm glad that I have been able to. So we're taking a shortcut to get back to the subway. Coming up is our second instance of subway luck. We have to hope that the subway doesn't take as long to get to us as it did last time. Here we go. How long do we have to wait? And this time it'll cost us real time. That was perfect. That was absolutely perfect. We did not have to wait a single moment. It was already there waiting for us. Beautiful. And we've got some... And wow, that's... yeah, that's funny. That shows you the effect of the nerds' chemical stuff. They are not engaging me right now. There we go. Now we got them grouped together. Very good. So I can get some extra cash once again. And the pedestrians were very nice. Maybe I can get that guy's coins just in time. Perfect. That's a pretty good subway right there. All right, and now here we are at Oak Hill Crossing. And that puts us right at the old River City High location, which is not doing too well after all these years. This is about how I feel, and I'm only 30 because I've really done my number on myself with acrobatics. Anyway, this is a pretty fun part of the game because we get access to a lot of pits, so we can just toss people in. But this is a very, very luck-based segment. This is where you can start to see some massive time losses if people just refuse to cooperate. And I've already gotten 2 immediate reinforcements. I guess they're not coming in later, so that's not super annoying comparatively. And now we have some Abobos to fight. Abobo is in this game from Double Dragon fame. So we're going to be seeing a lot of him in this old River City High location for some reason. And we've got to free these teachers. Come on! Of course, the way that you help people in this game is by hitting them, as always. And then, once you clear out all of the enemies, reinforcements included, and you free all the teachers, then you can get through. I already ended up over here, so I guess I'll just do that first. They ran away? And then more people came in, but I got a really early runaway there. So this is actually going to be a really fast room, unless I get more reinforcements later. Don't miss this jump, because then you'd have to redo the entire room. Another Abobo all the way over here. Let's see if I get more really untimely reinforcements, because this should be it. Very nice. That might be my fastest second floor ever, actually. That's pretty sick. We might actually be scaring world record pace now. That was really poorly planned by me, actually. At least we freed Masuzu on the way. Now I'm just going to balance actually fighting enemies and throwing them in. Oh, I thought that was going to hit him on the way. We got a reinforcement. That's a bit late, and everybody's kind of... That's another reinforcement. That's a lot of enemies. Whatever. I'm just kind of putting them in one at a time. That's a little annoying. Okay. Oh, God. I can't believe he didn't stun me there. Just get in there. So I wasn't really able to get any money there, but it's okay. It went fairly fast. I didn't do things perfectly. Hopefully that should be everybody, and now we can go fight Slick again already. For the second time in the game, we've got to keep him facing left here at all times because of that move right there. If he does that to the right, he's going to fall into that pit and take about 6 billion years of time away, because then you have to chase him, and it's just terrible. So I'm just going to play it really safe. Yeah, there he goes again. Don't. Can we stop this dance, actually, forever? So this is really... Oh, there he goes. I'm going to eat an item here, and I'm going to eat another one. This should skip a lot of the cutscene text. Yep. So we just skipped a ton of dialogue. For some reason, in specific dialogue moments, if you consume items, instead of getting the item text, it completely does away with the cutscene text. It just removes text entirely. Normally, if you do that, it kind of delays the cutscene text, and you have to wait through the item dialogue as it tells you all the stats that it's increasing and everything. And so it costs you a lot of time, but in that moment, it actually saves a ton of time. Speaking of hopefully saving time, hopefully we don't have to wait for the subway this time. Okay, it's not here right now. Hopefully it appears soon. Uh-oh. So you know how amazingly that River City High just went? That wasn't too good. We had to wait like 8 or so seconds. Oh wait, and here you can show you an example of a new enemy type, the Rich Kids. They are much more powerful, and they are very squirrely. They have a very, very, very annoying knockdown attack. It's a rolling punch attack. Thankfully, they have a lot of money though, so that makes up for the fact that I didn't get a lot of money in River City High from all the runaways and throwing people into the pits. So that's very nice. I should be able to get some more octopus rolls on my way by. The pedestrians aren't giving me anything, which is very unfortunate, but again, thankfully we got the money from the Rich Kids because they're rich and they have more money. And we do not have to talk to Roxy here. You can get a cutscene from Roxy here, but we know already where we're going next. And the next cutscene... There you go. There's an unreactable knockdown attack that's just going to happen. The next cutscene will already be loaded in. Sometimes you have to go back and forth between different cutscenes to cause things to actually happen. But this time, we can just go straight to our old friend Cindy. Well, not straight there, because we gotta get some more sushi. Always gotta get some more sushi. Can't have enough sushi. We can get 3, actually. I probably should have actually saved that money, now that I think of it. Because I'm gonna be doing away with all of these items eventually anyway. But I think I can have one of them right now, and that's actually going to affect my strength. Good try, buddy, but you didn't anticipate the fact that I was going to stop, did you? Here we go! There was a meteorite blocking this path before, but it's gone now, and so we can go into Crossed Streams Forest. This is a place where you cannot move up or down at all. So you're at the mercy of enemies at all times. That's going to come into play big time. We're now doing 9 damage because of that octopus roll I just ate. So we gotta... This is a room where we have to stop to clear out enemies to fight a boss before we can leave the right side. There we go. Hopefully we don't get untimely reinforcements at the last moment. Very nice. So we can just fight the bosses now. I'm just going to lead them both down so that we can control them a bit better. Oh, I missed them. Shoot. Darn it. I was almost able to keep them perfectly together. That's okay. We'll just take them out one at a time again. Hey, he jumped. Oh my goodness, look at you go. You're such a luchador. Oh, thank you for that random nighttime dialogue game. That was really great. Now we can just leave. That was a bit of a strange fight, but not everything is going to go according to plan in any River City / Kunio-kun game. Everything is just basically at the whims of a strange sense of humor game. Some platforming there. We got some lovely snowfall here. It's late autumn in the game here, and we're gonna see some festive decorations outside a suburban home, and that's the one we need to go into. Not the best block dashing there. Here we go. Here's Cindy. And there's something major coming up, but before we get to that, I'll let you read some donations. Thank you, Kingslayer. Okay, so we've got a new hideout here in Cindy's house. So this is a place where we can save our game and have a base of operations, and we've got a long cutscene that we cannot skip here. And it's a very important cutscene that tells us about the most notorious quest in this game. I hope you're all ready, because it's time to get milk for Cindy. We've got to pick up milk from the grocery store. This is one of the scariest parts of the entire game, and one of the biggest hits on the game's replay value. This is a doozy, just like the... Are you kidding me? I've never seen the double before. That was really cruel. I just got absolutely owned. And they tried to do it again. That's why I hate that attack. That gives you a very good idea. So we just did all that running through the forest. We gotta go all the way back. But that's not why this quest is bad. That's just the beginning of this quest, is going all the way back through this forest, probably getting knocked down about 60 times on the way. Because once we get back there to where we can pick up the milk, then we have to come all the way back through here again, the other way. And so you remember how I said you cannot move up or down at all in these rooms? We're going to be carrying the milk physically. It's not going to be in our inventory, it's going to be on us. And it's going to restrict our movement, and any time we're hit like that, we drop the milk and it reduces the milk's health. In the original release version of this game, if you dropped the milk once, it broke, and you had to do this all over again. We can drop it 3 times here, but every time we do, it's going to be a massive problem, and I'm going to try to start this quest off very cleanly with some important movement here. I have to try to leave this room. Oh no, I'm messing this up. I have to try to leave this room before they're done talking. Okay, I think I got it. So, sorry about that, but that skips something later on. That skips a fight we have to do outside of Cindy's house if we leave before that text is done. And now, here we go. All the enemies are hungry for our milk and for smashing our faces in. And here's where it really begins. Are you all ready? Let's go. I can move a bit faster by mashing the button, but that takes away some of my ability to move. Okay, here comes the second room. Oh gosh, here it comes! Oh my goodness. So that usually they go into their special move when they move that fast, and so I had to just kind of stop and let them get past me. Here we go, third room. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know why they're not doing the attack, but they're following me. Here they come. Here they come. Here they come. Okay, now for the hardest platforming in the game. Incredibly precise. Okay, got it. We're not done yet. We still have 2 more rooms, but we can at least move up and down now. Can we do this? Oh no, here come the rich kids. Standing perfectly in front of me. With all their big ranged attacks. And a very powerful jock with his jockey attitude. 1 more room. Can we do this? Can we get through without dropping the milk once? Oh, look at all the homeboys. Homeboys! We have done it! That's the milk quest done. We did it. Here's your milk, Cindy. I'm gonna go ahead and let us celebrate with another donation. I hope you all enjoyed the milk quest. We got plenty of game coming up. Thank you, Zizi. Give a little bit of time for a possible donation here. Alright, thank you. So we've got another unskippable cutscene here. Again, we've reached the part of the game where for some reason, unlike the first cutscenes in the game, you cannot skip these and actually trigger the next parts of the game. We've got Alexis here, who is insinuated to be Alex's daughter. Alex and Cindy. And this cutscene allows you to play as Alexis. You can unlock a lot of new characters throughout this game, but Ryan is still the fastest to use because of his bird kick potential. And now we have unlocked the next part of the game. This is, if you thought the milk quest wasn't luck-based enough, here we have to wait for shadows to spawn in these rooms, in this collection of about 4 rooms here in Rollingwood. We just have to hope for helicopter shadows to spawn. You can also try to listen for the sound, but it's incredibly faint. It's completely luck-based whether or not a shadow spawns in any given room when you enter it. And the only way to get through the game is to have a shadow appear, then follow it into the next room. Or into the same room, because sometimes the shadow already started in the room before. And then you have to fight these mercenaries, while a billion other enemies are going after you at the same time. Oh, yeah, and the very last pixel of his move got me. And then we have to collect their dog tags. I accidentally hit the taunt button. And that got me knocked down again. Beautiful. I'm gonna have another octopus roll here. Hopefully... Oh my goodness, I'm getting accosted by homeboys! I'm choosing the absolute worst moments to stop. Okay, so... we did it. We got the shadow to appear. But wait, why is there another one here? Why are we doing this again? So we got the dog tags. We have to collect 5 more. Oh yeah, and every time the camera goes away from you, an enemy is probably in the middle of knocking you down. We did get the effect of that octopus roll. We are dealing 10 damage now, very nice. Every single enemy has knockdown attacks, and that one is a frame 1 knockdown attack, by the way. We now have 2 sets of dog tags, yay! We have to do this 4 more times. Video games. Once we collect all 6 dog tags, then we will be able to do the next part of the game. It will be able to spawn. But you have to have enough inventory space to actually have the dog tags in your inventory. So that's why I said I wonder if I should have bought as many octopus rolls as I did, because I didn't know if they were actually going to do anything when I was forced to use them. So many knockdown attacks. I tried to pick that guy up right at the worst time. And now enemies can block way more often. That's a problem. There we go. 3 dog tags. So I'm just trying to stand at the transitions of rooms. Just go back and forth. And try and grind for shadows. This would ideally be the best place to do our last helicopter fight. Our last mercenary fight, because the place we have to go after this is right to the north. Time to get knocked down a few times. I'm actually going to collect all this money, because that's a really good opportunity for money right here. Very nice. Let's go. Okay. That makes up for the loss of money that I had. I should be... Yep, actually, that's a bad shadow. That shadow is fake. That takes you into the next room, and the next room cannot have helicopter fights. That is an absolute bait, a troll from the game. I found this out in my last practice marathon run. Do not listen to that shadow. Bad shadow. I thought I heard a helicopter there. It's so hard. It's so faint. So this is not a great mercenary section because we've had to wait for this shadow several times here, and we got baited by the other one. I should have immediately gone to wait on that room transition because of the potential for the bait shadow. And, like, sometimes it appears on the left there, but sometimes it doesn't, and so we can sometimes just... Oh my goodness. That actually worked out. 5 dog tags, 1 more to go. Again, I'm going to wait on the other side of the room so that we don't have the potential of the fake shadow. Anyway, you get the picture. Hopefully, we don't see the shadow moving left in this room, because that would take us really, really far away from where we need to go. Very nice. Okay, this should be our last fight. And it's going to be in the room next to where we need to be. Not bad. Not bad at all. As long as this fight doesn't go horrendously wrong. So, unfortunately, we did waste an octopus roll. Shoot, that was... Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's just nothing you can do sometimes about all the enemies being as squirrely as possible. For some reason, he really wants to land on my head. Yeah, this is a bad fight. That's okay. Not everything's gonna go perfectly to plan. I'm gonna wait for him to do his death text this time. Get some money. Just make sure. There we go. This is where we have to be for the next part, once we get all the dog tags. Bravo for it. Hopefully, we get some good luck here with not having enemy reinforcements at the last moment. So there's a reinforcement. So, if we get another reinforcement here, this would be a great example of terrible reinforcement timing. Because only when all the enemies are gone can the boss appear. There's a last-minute reinforcement. At least it's a homeboy. The rich kids are just so squirrely. There we go. Here's the person that we needed to collect all the dog tags to be able to spawn. The last mercenary. Just try and do this combo. Not very much space to do it, so it's a little tougher. Gotta wait for the cutscene to end. This is the last thing we needed the dog tags for. Once we leave this room, then we should just be able to eat the dog tags, because you eat every single item in this game, and we should be good. Very nice. Nice block! It only took me, like, 40 minutes to do my first block of the game. There we go. That actually increases our health very slightly. Now we've got a very funny part of the run coming up. I love this next fight. We have to... Get off of me! Just because you have money doesn't mean I want to interact with you. I'm sorry. Was that a bit rude? But he was standing on my head, and I did not give him permission to do that. So, I'm sorry. Anyway. Yay, my favorite part of the game, this elevator. No, it's the part after the elevator. Just wait and see. It can be very silly and fun. We gotta clear out this room of enemies to spawn the boss. That was a dangerous jump up there. Hey guys. Could you? So this is... Oh yes, he just flopped himself in! Heck yes, that was awesome! I love this game. Okay, now time for the boss, Adam. I think this is the leader of the rich kids, so let's do this. Let's try and keep him locked in this combo. This is a good example of the infinite combo here. If I can do it right. There we go, and now the reinforcements are here. We managed to take him out before the reinforcements were able to do anything to me. And now here's another opportunity to get some extra cash. From the rich kids and from Adam. That guy's not really in a good position for doing any of this. I'm just gonna get him away. Here's his money. Level up. Very nice. Okay, that should be a pretty decent amount of cash. I don't think that's enough to get 2 of the next item that I want to get, but we still should be pretty good on cash for buying some helpful items. We're going to get an even better item for increasing our attack power on the way to the next part of the game, which is one of the biggest climaxes of the game. We only have one opportunity to buy this item. Here we go. Warp Zone, the video game store. One of the best items in the game is River City Ransom Underground. Of course. I'm going to hang on to it for now so I can have a healing item handy in case I need it for Merv Tower. Merv Tower is another big doozy. I hope you're all ready for some very dramatic stuff, because Merv Tower brings the drama. So does the end of the game, but this is the end of Act 2 coming up, and this is where we try to settle our, clear our name, because Merv is the one who has framed us. Or somebody framed us, that is, for the kidnapping of his beloved. I can get hit from frame 1 of entering this room and get juggled endlessly, by the way. Thankfully it didn't happen, but it's happening to everybody else, those poor chaps. Here we go, it's time to begin Merv Tower. We're starting off in a room with there we go. That scared me. We're starting off in a room with a lift. We have to clear out all the enemies before we can actually use it, and I'm been knocked down already. And they're blocking. Let's just try and take care of them first, because the enemies that block very often, you have to try to single them out as much as you can. If you're trying to fight them at the same time as other enemies, it's just usually not going to work out, because you can't really get around their blocks and not get hit at the same time. Managed to get that money at the last moment. We got one reinforcement. I'm guessing yeah, there's another one. So this isn't a super fast beginning, and we got a mercenary as well, so that takes some extra hits. Okay, there we go. Please don't give me another reinforcement right at the end. There we go. Okay, now for a lift segment, because every beat 'em up has to have one of these. This can be good for us, because look at both sides of this lift. Those are pits that we can use. Oh, sorry, I forgot to give that guy a fist bump, so he wouldn't have been scared away. The run is over. I'm kidding. He runs away no matter what. But we've got 4 sequences to fight through here. The first one is with some rich kids. This should be fairly simple. It's a pretty good start. I'm going to throw him this way so he doesn't get... So that doesn't happen. It's so hard to try and throw them when they stand up on you. When they stand up while you're carrying them, then you do that really high throw where they go into those flips, and that gets them caught on this top thing very often. And I tried to avoid that, and they still bounced into it. Goodness gracious. Now we've got some cops coming up. They block even more often than the rich kids do, so we're going to try to use the pits to our advantage, but we'll see what happens. Very nice. They can also get up a bit faster, just like that, and there's the blocking, there's the jumping around, there's the barely not getting put off. Okay, this one's gonna stand up. Please don't bounce off. Thank you very much. There's the second one down. We got one more cop segment coming up. I'll give this time for some donations, possibly. If you've got any. Thank you very much. So, while that donation was going on, you saw a pretty disastrous cop segment there. They all blocked at the same time. One of them got up in my arms immediately and rolled away, because sometimes they can do that without even giving you the chance to throw them. That was just not very nice of any of them. But we've got an even worse thing coming up, because here come the mercenaries. Oh boy. I might just fight a lot of them normally here, just to get some cash. Get out of here. Because it'll be nice to have some extra healing items for the end of the game. And it could be actually shorter than just trying to fight them normally in the end. Alright, there we go. They are dealt with. That's a level up as well. Very nice. So I can probably use this RCRU at any time, but again, I'm going to keep it for safety, because things can go wrong in Merv Tower, and if they do, if we die here, we have to go all the way back to Cindy's house, and then run for about 2 minutes to get back here, do the lift sequence again, and then do all of the indoor section again. So we've got to try our best to survive at all costs. Here we go, the Act 2 climax, Merv Tower. I'm probably going to get knocked down in one of these rooms because it's just really hard to stay ahead of anything the enemies do, especially in these narrow rooms. Whee! And once we enter this room, you're going to see why this is the big dramatic climax of Act 2. You see, we're in the corporate building with some open windows, and please don't knock me down at this time, because this is happening. Oh no. Oh. So that was unlucky. Let's get away from there. It's gonna happen again. Okay, so I actually should be, to be playing this safe, I should be in here. I was playing this very badly. Thankfully, like, enemies can get hit by this as well, but they're just not, so that's great. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is... Did I get out of that? I'm getting hit by every single feasible attack in the game. Please. Please, please, please. Just get out of here. Okay, that was the worst first room I have ever seen. Whatever. I'm going to wait here by the door instead of collecting his money because we're about to do a skip here. We're about to do the keycard skip. Whoop! We're supposed to fight the next enemies that come in to collect the keycard they have, but they open the door when they come in, so we can just take advantage of that. I got knocked down right near the edge. Okay, whatever. Let's get over here. Hopefully some enemies get hit on the way. Of course not. Okay, just some rich kids. They shouldn't be blocking too much. There's an infinite combo prevention parry. Okay, we have plenty of time to get to the door before that guy's money goes away. Much better room 2. That room 1 was really bad. Okay, we have to be careful in this third room. This is a different room here. There we go. And you're about to see why this is different. Kablam. We gotta do some platforming here. Enemies probably are going to fall in, and so we gotta really, really get to the door in time. Yep, perfect. That is a nice room 3. And that, my friends, with this room done, is Merv Tower. We've done it. We got through one of the most costly areas to die in the game. And that should bring us another moment to have some donations be read. Well, we prepare for a very important sequence of 2 tricks. Let's go. Donation time. Alright, have a good one, Dread Sasha. Okay, so in this scene, our names are being cleared, Merv's beloved dog has been rescued, and more importantly, we have 2 really important things coming up. We've got a boss quick kill or instant kill right into a huge death warp. First off, we've got to try to nail the quick kill and then not die in the process, because if we die too early, then we'll have to do the entirety of Merv Tower again. There's the boss we're about to face. That just happened, by the way. So, we're going to be doing this on a fighting area where there are pits, and if we knock him into the pit before he even loads, it's going to register as the fight already being completed. Here we go. Very precise. Awesome. Okay. So I'm also going to reduce my health on the way. There we go. And now we have only our tutorial willpower left. I'm going to wait until now. There we go. We have just died, but we go into the next part of the cutscene. You see our health is still replaced by the death symbol. This is a death warp that I discovered pretty recently before the last world records of this game. This is one of the last big time saves I was able to find. Whee! We're we're still alive! Zombie mode, baby! And those coins all spawn in pretty nice places. We're about to lose half our health by running into the wall that we're supposed to be able to leave through, but the game is like, no, you can't leave, you're dead. But guess what? Cindy's house. This is where we had to go next. And remember how I said that if we died at Merv Tower, we would have had to run all the way back to Merv Tower from Cindy's house, which would have taken like 2 minutes? We just removed all of that running time by dying at the right time. Death warps and speedruns are great, aren't they? That is a huge time save. Really, really, really cool that we're able to use that. And the game has a pretty elegant solution for dying in that part. Whenever you are having your back against the wall, whenever you are running out of time saves, nothing else is happening in this cutscene, by the way. Whenever you've run out of time saves and you're just grinding for better times, for better world records, you just start to try to think of any way to save time. And this was one of the things that I tried, and it just happened to work. I love how things like that can happen. So, even though our names are cleared, the game is not over yet. Nope, the hardest part of the game is just beginning. This is Act 3, and you might notice that some of the enemies are looking a bit different. So we were just in a zombie state, but the enemies are even more in a zombie state. And I hope you enjoyed the fact that I had to run through the forest like 6 times earlier, because we get to do it again! Yay! And thankfully I was able to collect some money in all of the segments leading up to this, and so even though we lost half of it, we have plenty of money to buy some octopus rolls. There's a dude hanging out on the wall there. Pretty nice. So all of the regular enemies are now stronger, and I don't know if we've already seen it already, but there is also a brand new enemy type that can appear in any of these rooms. And we hope that we see the least of them that we can possibly see, because they are the worst enemies in the game to fight, period, but especially quickly. There are secret agents that can appear in the regular enemy pool now. They block constantly, they constantly jump around, they have projectiles. At every single moment they interrupt what you're doing. They're hellaciously powerful. They are just a bad time, and we really want to avoid them in any required fights. But first, we need to go straight from that Cindy cutscene to a cutscene with Roxy. Because why not? Gotta do 2 cutscenes in a row here. Well, technically, that plus this cutscene, which doesn't mean anything yet. We can chase this guy right now. We can chase him all the way to River City High. A long way. But it would be all for nothing until we do this Roxy cutscene and then do the boss fight that spawns after the Roxy cutscene. So, just ignore that cutscene for now. We don't need to chase that guy yet. Into Roxy's house. Or, not Roxy's house, the A&R Auto Shop, which might be everybody's house at this point, I don't know. Another unskippable cutscene here. This is one of the last major cutscenes of the game. And I'll leave this moment for donations as well. Alright, so our next boss is a reference to a Newgrounds game called Dad and Me. There are lots of Newgrounds references in this game. There's an entire Newgrounds shop in this game. There's a lot of love for that internet culture, and like a lot of aughts internet culture in this game. So we've got to go past this useless cutscene yet, all the way back to Chanwook Park, where the boss will spawn once we clear that room of enemies. And I don't think we've seen any agents yet, and that feels really ominous to me, because we need to not see them at all when we're fighting enemies. The more we see of them, the slower the run will go, and the more in danger we will be. I probably should have bought 1 octopus roll already, just to have an item just in case for this fight. Here we go, Chanwook Park. No agents, please. Okay. He just went straight through me. Okay, good. And the enemy didn't get stuck on top either. Very good. There's a reinforcement. That's not too late. Oh, nice job, buddy. I managed to just barely footsie away. By footsie, I mean just walk left. Hopefully we don't get even more reinforcements. We got... Usually that's the maximum amount of 1 cycle reinforcements that you can get is 2. And then you'd have to wait a long time for the next set of reinforcements. Okay, so here is me. We gotta beat me up. Practice self-love, everybody. And yes, of course, he got away through the swing set, which would knock him down for 0. Please, dude. I've never even seen that attack before. And you saw what just happened to me. He did his attack, which caused the swings to activate, which knocked me down. That's what I was trying to avoid by picking him up and throwing him to the left. But of course, the game didn't let me do that. So the reason why I didn't buy any octopus rolls yet was to see if I could get some money. All of the zombie enemies have a chance to drop money, a low chance. If I had gotten some extra cash, maybe I could have gotten an extra octopus roll, but we should have enough here to go back out and not buy it yet. There we go. So in Act 3, you have a chance to go into shops and have enemies be there. And when they're in there, you are unable to talk to the shopkeeper. So I just went out and came back in. I didn't want to deal with that. And now, finally, we can make use of this cutscene. Now that we have defeated me, nothing is left standing in our way from this being something that progresses the game. Now we can chase him. And this is the last major section of block dashing in the game. So here we go. And you can actually outrun him like I was about to. I had to stop for a second, and that would force you to have to redo this entire chase sequence because the game would not register that he has left the room and that you're still doing the chase. So we have to be kind of careful here. That's how much faster block dashing is than regular dashing because he's running at the same speed we are. These longer rooms, he doesn't really have a chance to get outrun by us because he starts so much farther ahead. All right. We're heading into the end game here. The last part. Oh no, I got really stuck there. Oh no, yeah, block dashing tends to be hard to do right at the very end. We've got plenty of healing items here. We should be doing all right. All right, and hoping to see no agents and hoping to not see any late reinforcements at the last moment. I think we're doing okay for... Oh, look at the blockers. Look at their footsies. Uh-oh. Okay, we got 2 reinforcements. No, none of them were agents. Not getting a lot of grouped hits, though. That's a shame. He's just dancing. He's just having a good time. You gotta love the energy, I guess. I have to wait near him in case he spawns money. Okay, good. And now for Slick. So I can try to do the aerial infinite combo here, but it's usually simpler to just fight him like this because he commonly breaks out of your grip anyway. We have to hope that he doesn't block us too much. Oh my goodness, that was a frame 1. That's really rare. That's unlucky. Hopefully we get a level up after this fight so we get an automatic health increase from the level up. There we go. There's the 3rd and final Slick fight done with. He is not the main antagonist of this game, as it turns out. And now, with that, we can make our final journey into River City High. Eventually. I've played this game before. So, yeah. Anyway, nothing happened at all, and we're going to go to the Hall B floor. That's our object here. Hopefully, no agents. Uh-oh. Oh my! That's the problem, is that anytime they're on screen and anybody else is on screen, you just can't deal with them effectively. Oh my... Oh! Whoa! That was unbelievable! Oh my goodness. Did you see that movement? And you saw that one of the enemies spawned money there. Okay, this is a terrible fight, but what can you do? At least I got a level up. This room is impossible. I cannot hit any of them. Holy moly in a handbasket. Whatever, they're done now, I guess. Everything is fine, and now we have the fight with that guy that we just chased, Proto. Again, same story as with Slick just now. Except sometimes that can happen. Okay, so we're gonna go back to Hall B. So, he did a frame 1 attack there. There was nothing I could do. You can try to set up the infinite combo, but he usually breaks out of your grip immediately. So, dying really far away from a hideout is one of the worst things that can happen in this game, but at least we didn't die in the end game. That is along with dying at the end of Merv Tower, one of the most costly things that can happen. But here, all we have to do is just run back to the second floor of River City High, which is a heck of a long way, but once we get to that second floor of River City High, we can actually go into a hideout, which honestly, now that I've seen that can happen, I'm probably going to do the moment I enter that floor. That's a good learning experience, so that we don't have to spend another 2 minutes running back there from Roxy's hideout. Whatever. So that was not the last instance of block dashing in this game. I'll go ahead and let you read out a couple of donations as I make my way back to Hall B. I've never seen that before in my life. I did not know he could one-shot me. There we go. Now we have the hideout save, so I'm going to do that forever for the rest of my life now. And so that save can also be used once we defeat Proto. Once we register that all of that has been completed. There's some... Oh my gosh, please. Okay, there's some money on the left, which we might have to wait for, and if he spawns money, we'll have to wait for that too. That's fine. There we go. I'm gonna try to do the aerial combo. There we go. Okay, we actually can. I'm gonna try to be less lazy with the aerial combo now that I've seen that. Oh shoot, I messed it up right at the end, and now he's probably gonna hit me. Okay, there's Proto down. There's a level up. So we should be able to make full use of the attack increases from our octopus rolls, and we should technically be able to get up to 15 damage with those now. I'm going to enter the hideout again before I go into the end game. There we go. So now we have another safety save after we've defeated Proto. So if anything goes wrong in the end game, we can just be right here and just head back in. This is the point of no return. This is it. This is the underground of River City Ransom Underground. And we have a nether lift section because you can't have enough of those. We can do some quick kills here. I forgot how to play the game. I forgot how to play the game. Holy cow, that was bad. I did the exact opposite. So what happened there? I did the exact opposite inputs of what were required to do the special attack there. I spent all that time hanging out by where the required agent fights spawn, and instead of pressing down and the special button, I pressed up and the item consumption button. Hi, Celine. Always good to see you. Holy cow. That was embarrassing, but we gotta try and do this again. We gotta try to get these quick kills. Shoot. Okay, no, they're done. Good, that was the hardest quick kill to get of these agents fights, because those two usually get out of sync and they have their full health. You see that some of the agents can, well, all of the agents, can flash red before they're defeated. If that goes on for too long, they will split into 2 agents, and then you have to defeat 2 agents instead of just one that was already almost dead. And this section's pretty important because 4 agents are about to come in that are already flashing red. So let's not forget how to play the game this time. That's better. We got 2 octopus rolls here. I would have liked for it to be 3, but sometimes you forget what buttons are. We got a lot of money here, but it doesn't matter because we're not going to see any shops for the rest of the game. Like, even if we die and we decided to go all the way back to a shop, we wouldn't have this money. So, thanks, agents, I guess. And we're getting constant level ups, but for plot reasons, that's supposed to be a bad thing, question mark? It's not really, because it still restores our health, so we're hoping to see those at any time after we've taken hits. Here we go. This is it. This starts off with some really deceptively tough platforming on this truck, and then we have really, really awful rooms coming up. Starting with this one. 4 agents, 2 turrets. Here we go. I have immediately been unreactably knocked down. and I've been knocked down by them being knocked down. Anytime anytime somebody, oh no, 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 no. He's gonna, okay, I think that was like a frame away from him splitting, because even when they're in their death animation, that, like that, they can still split. That was unbelievably scary. So that's how bad it can get. That's how close you can get. Okay, and we have to collect all their money before we're allowed to leave the room. So, if you thought that room was really squirrely, you're correct, but you've also seen nothing yet. We're gonna run through this room here. That's not what I meant, but that's another reason why I hate that move. How about the same thing, but with giant laser walls that are randomly timed? Uh-oh. Very nice. This has been pretty clean. Uh-oh. He didn't get hit by that. That was risky. I was close to being hit by that. Okay, so we have to wait for the money on the left to go away. That was clean. I wasn't able to take out several agents at the same time, but it wasn't too bad. And now, here's the real villain, Dr. D. You can deal damage to him here, but I don't think it actually does anything. I'm not totally sure. And now for a very, very precise part of the game. Standing here and mashing the B button and hoping you don't get hit. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness! I have to eat an octopus roll right now. This is really, really scary. Please just stand here. Please just stand here. Thank you. Stop it! So we just have to destroy this machine and no! And then we can leave. This endgame is pretty scary. Oh my goodness, they're all on Super Saiyan mode. Okay, I would like to see a level up soon. I'd like to see anything increase my health soon, but I don't want to get rid of my last octopus roll yet. So we don't have the benefit of our tutorial stamina and willpower increases from here on. We've got another gang fight leading into a boss fight coming up. Hopefully we don't see agents. Oh my goodness, there's two. And two Abobos. That's interesting. Ah! There's a projectile. Had to try and jump out of the way of that. And a reinforcement, which is an agent. And another reinforcement agent! That's about the worst luck you can see. Okay, this isn't looking too good. I can't hit. This is gonna be really slow, but as long as we survive... Please just jump. Oh, please just jump. Yeah, there are just too many enemies to be able to deal with things effectively. I'm gonna try and do some dashing attacks and stuff. He's flashing. Get down. Oh my goodness. Yay, money, I guess. Hopefully I get a freaking level up so I can get a health increase, please. There we go. Okay, we need that for the final boss battle. Those were early reinforcements. Please don't give me somebody else. Thank you. Here is the showdown with Dr. D. I hit him early there, actually. Normally you just have to wait through the teleporting sequence. Alright, let's try and do some infinite combos here. We don't have a ton of space in this room, but we have enough to be able to do a bit of damage. Jump. Thank you. Uh-oh, that was bad. Yep, I shouldn't have tried that. I should not have tried that. I should not have tried that. He missed me. He hit me. Okay, I might die here. I missed, and I missed my dash. No. I missed my dash again. I can't dash. I can't. Everything's fine. Everything's good. I'm good at this game. I beat him. And there's a level up for health increase. Holy mother of pearl. Okay. We did it. That is the hardest fight in the game. Complete. We have no healing items left. And you guessed it, we have an escape sequence to deal with now. Yes, Will. Yes, everybody. Sorry, I'm doing marathon commentary, so I can't really respond to many people right now. So, with just this level up health, we have to go all the way back. Hopefully we don't fall into any pits. Hopefully we don't get knocked into any pits. Oh my goodness. Everybody spawned right next to me that time. That's a little weird. All of the strongest enemies in the game can just unreactively knock me down. But yeah, hope everybody's doing well. Hi, agents. Bye, agents. Please don't hit me. That guy was going fast. I'm not going to try and jump straight through these this time. I'm just going to wait for the second cycle to go through, because the timings are random. Oh, sorry, I forgot to warn about flashing lights. My bad. I thought about it 2 seconds before I wanted to say it, and then I forgot 2 seconds later. That is me for you. And, of course, we have a final boss form. This is the second easiest boss in the game, after Ivan. As long as you know what you're doing, as long as you get him into this infinite loop, and you do not get hit by any of these hitboxes, which can trip you up. I actually can open up the floor for a donation here, because it's going to be a lot of this. Alright, thank you so much. So, I don't think this final boss sequence can be done any faster than this. We are at maximum attack power. 15 is the most you can do to any of the regular enemies, but you see we only do 7 to that boss. That seems to be locked in no matter how much strength you have. Here's one of the worst rooms in the game, by the way. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no! They turned around. I ran into a wall, which almost got me into infinite stun lock, which would have killed me. But now that we're through that, we should be mostly okay. So let's fist bump our friends here. Come on, homeboys. That was aggressive. How about, there you go. Thanks for the fist bump, buddy. There, that's more like it. And time. That is River City Ransom Underground, any percent. So, we learned something from that run. We learned that the moment I get into Hall B, I need to hightail it to that hideout so that I can get that safety save in case Proto one-shots me. I would end up right in the same place, so I can just go right back out and do that fight again. And I also learned that I need to not miss every single input during the Dr. D fight, or else I will probably die. That was the worst I've ever done that fight. I could not hit a single dash. I just could not do the infinite combo. That fight is heavily trivialized by being able to effectively do the infinite combo. And yeah, that was the scariest it's ever been because I was unable to do that. But we still made it through in less than an hour and 20 minutes. So that's River City Ransom Underground in a marathon setting. I hope you all enjoyed that very much. Thank you so much. Thank you for the clip, Zazie. Thank you all in this stream watching this. I hope you all enjoyed that run. Sorry I wasn't able to interact with chat as much because I was practicing my marathon commentary, which still was a little bit all over the place, especially when things got a bit more tense, like during that Dr. D fight. But yeah, I have made marathon submission videos about this game being incredibly marathon safe. I think I might need to make another video next year talking about how safety saves are a good thing even when things go very badly. But that is the game. Thank you, Kanata's Creative, for making this game. Thank you for having me for this marathon. Thank you all for putting up with me. Thank you for being here. And next up, I'm going to give you a speedrun of Ruff City. Stay tuned. Thank you for the clip, Zazie. One moment. Yeah, of course, now that I'm doing no reset runs, I'm dying way more often than I used to. Yikes. I did not know Proto could do that. Man, okay. This is all good stuff to know. And now I'm just gonna be so nervous for tomorrow. And I need to, I need to update my marathon submission videos for this game, knowing how dangerous it is now. Because I've built up this game for being so incredibly marathon safe, and it is not as much as I thought it was, just straight up. That's a shame, but I wasn't lying when I was talking about it, I just didn't know yet. Because when I was grinding this game, runs didn't really die to me dying that much, they just died to me losing time to things. I was able to finish most runs that I started around an hour and 10 minutes. Around, like, a minute from my current personal best. But now that I'm trying to do no reset runs, now all the crap is happening. But hopefully I'm getting the worst stuff out of my system. Man. It's okay. Getting valuable information. And now let's switch to Ruff City. We'll do a, like, part of the reason why I started with River City Ransom Underground tonight was to get the stressful one out of the way and then be able to celebrate with the much less stressful Ruff City. Oh. That one was still faster than the one from the last stream, even though I died to Proto. Because I died at the end of Merv Tower last time, which is way more costly. Alright, Ruff City, let's go. You can do it. You can do it, Ruff City. I believe in you. Oh, was that a clip, of the Contra 3 SNES boss? Oh, yeah, no, I thought you'd want to look at your face here. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Or I can't right-click that right now. The face of regret. That's just a straight up one shot. That's unbelievable. I was at full health. Yep. I've never seen that. That was the face of regret. Okay. Now Ruff City time. To get the second of the 2 runs for tomorrow brushed up on. Hi everybody, I'm Saria. I'm back with Ruff City here. Thank you for joining me. This is a really nice, short, cute, straightforward beat 'em up, available on Steam for $3.99. I highly recommend it to anybody looking for a simple beat 'em up experience. We are playing as a dog named Lucky, who was a former member of a gang called the Hounds, and he has had something precious taken from him by the big boss. And we're about to start our quest to get it back in 3, 2, 1... Go. Sorry about that. So, we have a basic 3-punch combo here. We're going to be using that most of the time to do some crowd control. Try to herd enemies together and deal simultaneous hits. We have lots of different types of enemies. Those taller ones can block, which is very annoying. That was a really fast beginning, by the way. Some enemies have things called pink attacks, which causes them to be invulnerable. Those tan dogs can block on their own without even having to do the pink attacks. There's the pink attack. It knocks me down, which is very relevant coming up. Because here's where things get interesting. Here are some weapons on the field, and we can do something special with those. They deal way more damage than regular attacks, and if we wait for a specific moment and try to deal damage with a weapon strike and get hit in that same attack, it can confuse the game. Oh, it didn't happen there. Okay, it's okay. We have some more pugs coming up. That should probably do it, hopefully, because we don't have infinite, whoa, we had a nice glitch with enemies falling down forever there. Please don't hit me, so I'm gonna stay away from those horsies on the left because they can knock me down. Oh boy, stop it. I now have an infinite weapon. It should have broken after 8 hits like that first one did. But we confused the game into no longer iterating the weapon health variable when I hit people with it. That seems to happen whenever you strike an enemy while receiving damage from one of the pug's projectiles at the same time. At a very specific time, that is, because the first time it didn't work. It seems to be fairly precise, but you can do it somewhat consistently, and now we can enjoy a weapon with infinite strikes. It's absolutely amazing. We're just mowing them down with that speed bag motion. And best of all, we can bring it into this boss battle and deal absurd amounts of damage when we shouldn't be able to. Just then, I used my special move, a super spin kick. I'm gonna try and get her stuck against the wall. Very nice. She should be doing more attacks right now, but she got confused because she was up against the wall. And she got stuck against the wall again. Very, very nice. That's a super great Pugma fight. Love to see it. So we have that super meter on the top left. Whenever it's full, we can do a long super spin kick, and when it's not full, we can still do a short super spin kick. Both of those grant us invulnerability. Here we are in the second level, and we have some new enemy types. Here's the first one, that tank enemy. And here, right away, you get to see why those things suck. So, they also have those pink attacks, which gives them invulnerability, and they are invulnerable from the front. We have to hit them from behind, and despite being big and slow, they are very dodgy and hard to control. I don't think so. That would not have given me the infinite weapon glitch, so I'm not even going to assume that I got it. I'm going to drop that weapon and pick up a fresh one, use it on this tank. Thankfully, at the beginning of this stage, we can have time to situate ourselves before the enemies spawn in, so that we can get behind the tanks right away. Unfortunately, for the rest of the game, we will not be able to usually control the tank spawns as well. Here we are in the second part of the stage. Even if I had gotten the infinite weapon glitch on that pug earlier, it would not have allowed us to bring a weapon into this part from the first part. You see how there are trains appearing now? Those knock down any enemy that it makes contact with. So we're gonna try to activate the infinite weapon glitch coming up soon here. That cat was having a wild time there. Here's a pug. I'm gonna try to activate the glitch again. That probably did it. That seems about right. Hopefully we've got an infinite weapon now. I'm gonna try to not get knocked down by any trains or any other attacks. Very nice. So I've got to try and stay off the tracks as much as possible. Thank you for not going into your invincible attack there. We're not interested in any weapons other than the one that we have just gotten here because we have caused it to be infinite. Thankfully, these tanks stayed synced up. None of them got away from each other or got affected by the trains coming through so that they would go into their just very tough to control nature. We were able to control all of them very well there, and we were able to make use of another infinite weapon glitch. We've got 2 in this run so far, very nice. Unfortunately, we cannot bring a weapon into this boss fight. We have to fight Jim, the gym rat, normally, and we're gonna try and do that with smart use of our punching combo. We're gonna block his jump rope attack, and then use that to charge up our super meter, and then use it in between his attacks. He has 3 main attacks, which is true of most of the bosses. He has that jump rope attack, then the push-up attack, and if we're lucky, he would have gone into the jump rope attack again. We did not get lucky there. He went into this attack, which we have to just kind of wait out. We can do our invulnerability granting short super to deal him some damage on the way by, and we can tank some hits and jab him as well. But, oh gosh, that hitbox is absolutely gigantic. But basically, you just mostly have to... Oh, and I missed him there. Mostly, you just have to wait for him here. So, you just kind of have to try to be as precise as possible. Try to do attacks as soon as possible. Try to dance around him and deal hits. Avoid damage when you can. And try and make use of getting as many hits in as you can during this part. Just... say, oh my goodness, these hitboxes. It's okay. Nothing in this game can go so terribly wrong that you're gonna lose minutes at a time. Even if you die, like at the very end of a boss fight, it's gonna start you right back where you were. Nothing is terribly punishing in this game. So this is a bit of a slower fight, but it's okay. This super attack might take him out. Yeah, he was very close to death there. And now we can stand at the middle of the room and let the ladder take us to the next stage. So this room here I call a slot machine, because after this part, where we're going to be camping out near food zone, any enemy in the game can appear at random. But that includes these bird enemies, which I really like. I think they're super fun to fight. Your regular uppercut can hit them out of the air, and your jumping attack can control them. So the jumping attack is pretty fun to use. And why did you go all the way over here? We have a tank here. I'm gonna try and get rid of that as soon as possible. Hopefully we don't get any more tanks, because I want to try, because they just take so long to take out in general. But also we want to keep our long super kick, if we can, for the last part of this room. Hopefully we get all three of this last enemy to spawn together. Nope, we got unlucky with the unluckies. This is a new enemy type called the unluckies. And they did not all spawn together, so we were unable to get the fastest clear there, but it's okay because that last one still let us wail on him just fine. Here's the second part of stage 3. I was able to do an infinite weapon glitch in the first part if I tried, because there was a pug at the end of that food zone section, but I just decided not to try for it because I would have had to go out of my way to do it, and I figured I'd just try and fight cleanly and normally instead. So that tank spawns with his back against the wall, which is very annoying. I'm just gonna let him meander in, let him have fun, do his thing. Probably go in. Why is he not doing his attack yet? What are you doing? Yeah, and of course he turns around at the worst moment. Whatever, at least he didn't do his pink attack. This should be a health refill, very nice. You get tons of opportunities to refill your health in this game. It's incredibly forgiving in that regard as well. Basically, every single boss battle also has health refills. We're coming up on our next opportunity to do the infinite weapon glitch here, and it's very important because this is another stage where we can bring a weapon into a fight. I'm going to focus on this wolf here first and let these pugs do their thing so that I can keep them around, so that I can try, and that should have been effective, I think. We're gonna find out soon. Yep, we got it. That was like a simultaneous trade. So yeah, it seems to work if you get hit and deal the hit at about the same time. I'm gonna let these unluckies get together here, then use my long super if they ever actually do get together. And this guy went as far away from the boss as possible. Thank you very much for that. Yep, there's a lot of luck involved with the enemy patterns in this game, but I'm pretty sure that's true of all beat-em-ups. This boss has some knockdown attacks. We're gonna try and play this safe here. But now we have another infinite weapon to deal this way more damage than normal. I got hit there, but it's okay. Now here's the tricky part. We're gonna try and deal hits while getting around these knockdown barrels. And now I'm going to use the invincibility of my long super to deal damage toward the end of that, while also avoiding damage. And now I'm going to stand near him to try to manipulate his AI into not attacking like that. This might allow us to skip his long attack. Very nice. There you go. That is the third boss done like a minute and a half faster than you should be able to do it, even if you do it quickly. Very nice. And now we're into the final stage. We have no opportunities to make use of the infinite weapon glitch from here on, so we just got to hope for good luck and try to fight. You're not dead? And the other guy's way off screen, so in these last two stages, for some reason, enemies can just go all the way off screen and you can't hit them, which is a bit troubling, but that's okay. We're gonna spawn this second unlucky here. We're gonna wait for them to get together so that we can group them together for that super attack. Very nice. Here's a potentially fun room, but also potentially scary room, because we have some of the worst tank spawns in the game coming up that usually don't go well, but we don't see the tanks for a little while here. We just gotta fight in this corner, keep everybody together, or at least hope that they come together, and then once they come together, keep them together. Just do all the hallmarks of good beat-em-up gameplay here. Very nice. We used that super attack, so we can't make use of it for the tanks coming up. They're gonna spawn in soon. Here they come. They're usually gonna be hard to deal with, but here they are. Oh, they're separated too much this time. That's a shame. And are you gonna turn around at the worst time? No, you're not. Still, that could have been better, but it could have been a lot worse, that's for sure. A bird is gonna show up. There it is. Why are you going all the way down here? And there it goes. Goodbye. Guess where I have to go next? Up. That is such cat behavior, being as far away from the next place I have to go as humanly or felinely possible. Thanks a lot. This game is special. It's so well made and so clean, honestly. It's just an unbelievable bargain for the price if you're looking for a nice, satisfying, simple beat-em-up experience. And now, again, we have a lift sequence, because you gotta have those. In every beat-em-up, you gotta have a lift sequence. And unfortunately, enemies' hurt boxes don't really load in until they cross a certain point. And guess what enemy type we have coming up? Yeah, we have 2 more tanks coming. So that's a problem. And yep, he's just moseying on downward instead of being anywhere where I can actually hit him. And then my weapon went away. Okay, I guess that I did not. Oh no. I accidentally used up my long super instead of picking up the weapon, so now I can't use it for these unluckies. That's a really bad mistake, actually. Here comes the last one, just moseying on in. Okay, it only costs a few seconds. Even if you make a really bad mistake, you're generally only losing a few seconds in this game. But here we go. Here's where we can lose more than just a few seconds if we don't 3-cycle this boss. Look at how long this attack takes, and we cannot deal any damage during this. Look at how far away he went! That's a random thing that he can do. He's dealing me so much damage right now. Oh my goodness. I'm actually a little low on health here. But we're gonna try and 3-cycle him now. There we go. Okay, so the second phase coming up is going to be a little bit scary with my lowness on health right now. This is the only boss fight in the game right here where you do not have to wait for anything. You can deal damage at all times, even here, with these careful side steps. There's a very important move right here, his grabbing attack. Especially once he speeds up, it is impossible to dodge that move unless you use your super attack, your long version and your short version. I'm gonna try and use it right here. Oh, that was late? That's surprising to me. I thought I saw the attack come out. I need to angle myself toward the healing item like right about now. Now we can just use the long version. Okay, so the attack button didn't actually work that time. I definitely pressed it and nothing happened. So sometimes that happens in this game. Sometimes the buttons do stick. It's not an absolutely perfect game, but it's just, I still highly recommend it so much. We're doing okay here. We're just biding our time, dancing around, dealing hits, and that was actually, I thought that was early, but that was a good example of using the short super to deal damage while avoiding the grab. Here we go. Now we can just use the... Oh my goodness, that's the soonest I've ever seen him go into that attack. Time. And my button didn't work again. It just refused to do the super twice in that fight, which is a shame because it made me look really silly. But still, even when things go really wrong, this game is so forgiving. That was Ruff City, any %. Thank you for the GG Liberty. I hope you all enjoyed that run. Thank you for allowing it to be in this marathon. I think it's a delight. I think it's a nice, warm, sort of unassuming experience. It doesn't take itself that seriously, but it still has that pervasive confidence in its tone. It's really cheesy, it's really breezy, and I like it. I hope you liked it. Feel free to give it a try for yourself, and I encourage people to try running this as well, because you see how forgiving it is, as I've said like 20 times. Thank you so much, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of the marathon, and until next time, dream on, friends. Peace. RC squared. That's fun. And that was fun. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I didn't press the button super hard. Hopefully my controller isn't going. That would be a really bad timing. Nice. Okay. I guess I'm glad you sure liked it. I sure liked it too. It is definitely way less stressful than River City Ransom Underground once it gets to the later parts. So let's practice that again. That was a really rough. Look at how far away he went again. Okay. Let's practice this part. Chih! That was early. It's really hard to do the pivots in this game, because you can get stuck in your movement. You have to be really deliberate with them. So you can do it a bit earlier than you think. Yeah, I got stuck in my movement that time. Oh, and that time too. Okay, I'm starting to get the hang of the short supers a bit better. You can do them a bit earlier. That was a really good fight. That's probably the fastest I've ever done it. There we go. This is just so adorable. I love that. I love that shot so much. And we didn't even have to take the dog food that time. We took, like, no damage the entire time. Did we legitimately take no damage? If so, that might be a highlight. I might highlight that. That's the standard that I have to try to bring that fight to. Very pleasant, and I'm going to need to warm up River City Ransom Underground before tomorrow, that's for sure. Whatever happens, happens, but I'm definitely glad I increased the estimate time from 1 hour and 16 minutes to 1 hour and 20. I had a feeling that 1 hour and 16 was cutting it close, even before I realized just how many times the game can kill me. But yeah. Thank you all so frickin' much for joining me. Just a short stream to practice those runs for the marathon. And we should be just in time now to raid Zyzie. Zyzie is doing a really fun mecha game. Giant robot trying to save the world from giant robot aliens game. And it's a trip. The voice acting is unique. Everything about it's unique. It's just cool. So feel free to join and hang out with her if you'd like. I love her stream, and she was just supporting here, which she doesn't have to, like, but that's also a thing that she was just doing. I just felt like pointing that out. So I'd like to support her too. I guess that's the point that I can make with that. But I would support her no matter what. Anyway, thank you all so very much for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed that stream. Yeah, thank you, Liberty, for the GG. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Yeah, River City Ransom Underground is scary. And yep, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time is around when my runs are going to be starting on twitch.tv/CarterFreak. Here it is. That's where it's going to be. So that's the marathon starting at 7 a.m. Eastern, and my runs will be on 12 hours after that. So there you go. Thank you so much. Dream on, folks. Peace.